Well, Internet, 2017 has come and gone, and this year was actually not only a good year for horror, but a good year for film in general. And this list was actually a lot harder than I thought to compile. Keep in mind these are not ranked by ratings, but rather my enjoyment and what I felt was overall a better, more enjoyable film. So before we get started, a few honorable mentions. Props to Happy Death Day for not only being way better than any movie called Happy Death Day has a right to be, but also for being a really surprisingly deep character piece. Good job to David Sandberg with Annabelle Creation for taking what was a really dumb movie and making it interesting. The Void deserves a shout out for delivering quality practical effects in an era where CGI reigns supreme. In a year full of Stephen King adaptations, Gerald's Game also gets an honorable mention. Mike Flanagan once again brought his A-game and really loved this movie. And last but certainly not least, Joe Lynch's Mayhem, which almost made my top 10 list, but didn't quite. I still felt it was deserving of a mention because this was one of the most fun experiences I had in the theater all year. And now, the top 10 horror films of 2017. Number 10, The Black Coat's Daughter. I am really surprised this is as low on my list as it is. I did not anticipate so many incredible releases coming after it. That being said, this movie is still really great, gothic, creepy, and overall just a really atmospheric directorial debut by Oz Perkins. Number 9, A Cure for Wellness. I wasn't sure if I wanted this one to land on my list. The more I thought about it, the more I felt it had to be here. Gore Verbinski did an amazing job. This is one of the most aesthetically beautiful films I've ever seen, and on top of that, it's a wholly original piece, and that alone is worthy of recognition and praise, and I really appreciated the hell out of this film. Number 8, The Devil's Candy. Really surprised by this one. I knew it was in production hell for a long time, and it finally came out, and I finally got to see it, and I was blown away by this movie. This is so intense and so eerie, and just a really great, disturbing film, and I thought this was awesome. It's also got an incredible soundtrack, so that makes it worth watching. Number 7, Personal Shopper. Again, I'm surprised this is so low on my list because I completely adored this movie. This is a great art house piece, and I expected it to be higher, but again, there were just so many releases that came after it that ended up just knocking it down and down and down. That being said, Kristen Stewart's performance in this film is fucking incredible. Anyone who says she does not know how to act needs to see this film. This is by far a standout film of 2017, without a doubt. Number 6, It. This movie was a total blast. I knew I was going to like it, but I did not expect to like it as much as I did. I ended up seeing it like 3 or 4 times in theaters. Bill Skarsgård gives an incredible performance. All the kids are absolutely amazing, and it just completely blows the 90s miniseries out of the water. This movie almost made the top 5, but there was one movie that knocked it right out and brought it down to number 6. Number 5, Get Out. Get Out is a brilliant, brilliant film by Jordan Peele. I was blown away by it. Phenomenal acting, phenomenal writing. It's tense as all shit, and it's a brilliant social commentary, and I applaud the hell out of that. Number 4, now this is one of the movies that I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of hate for, but number 4 is It Comes at Night. This movie was awesome. There are very few films with endings that affect me as deeply as this film's ending did. When I saw this in theaters, you could hear a fucking pin drop in the last 10 minutes. This is a brilliant, intense psychological thriller by A24. Best thing you could do with this is go in blind. The marketing was a little off, that is true, but that being said, it's fucking incredible, and it's so good that I don't even care. This movie is awesome. Number 3, Tragedy Girls. This movie is for me. This movie was made for me. I have had so much fun thinking about this movie and watching this movie, and this is just a total fucking blast. One of the most fun theater experiences I've ever had. I was so glad I got to see this Brooklyn Horror Fest. It was so worth the money. Tragedy Girls is amazing. Number 2, this one I wasn't sure if it belonged on 2017 because it technically has not gotten a wide release yet. That being said, I don't really care. Number 2 is The Endless. The Endless is fucking breathtaking and incredible, and everything good there is about Aaron Moorhead and Justin Benson's directing. This film blew me away. This was the first film I ever saw by them, and I immediately went back and watched all of their other works. This film feels like a culmination of everything they've done, and when it goes wide next year, I cannot wait for you all to check it out because it is truly brilliant. It is heartwarming and scary and dramatic and just awesome. It's really, really great, guys. And the number one horror film of 2017 is... Guys, I've said it at the beginning, I've said it a million times since. There's only one film that deserves this slot, and that is Raw. Raw is my favorite film of 2017, without a doubt. This movie is phenomenal. It is beautifully directed. It is wonderfully acted. It is a fascinating view on college life and growing up and finding yourself, all wrapped in a package of cannibalism, which is so weird and so different and so awesome. It is a brilliant directorial debut from Julia Ducournau, and it's on Netflix now, guys. Go watch it if you haven't yet. This film is brilliant. I adore this movie. It's intense, it's weird, it's gross, it's moving. Raw is hands down the best horror film of 2017, you guys. And that's it. That's 2017. That's the wrap up. Don't worry, there will also be a worst of 2017 video coming up real soon. That being said, though, guys, thank you so much for 2 years of this channel. It's really incredible, and I wouldn't be able to do it without your continued support. I'm planning to bring the Horror Pals back next year. We're going to have some really interesting new segments we're going to introduce to this channel, and we're going to kick off the year with 3 Insidious reviews with my friend Kat, who hates the first film, and I love the first film, and we're going to have a death match. It's going to be great. It's all leading up to the release of Insidious: The Last Key on Friday, and I can't wait to share it with you guys. Keep an eye out for my Worst of 2017 video coming up probably in the next few days, and as always, guys, thank you so much for watching. You've kept this channel alive for 2 years, and that is incredible. Don't forget to, like and comment and subscribe, and I'll see y'all in 2018.